Psalm 15 is the sort of psalm that just makes you stop. I mean, you read this, and if you're anything like me, you're thinking, who is this person who gets to dwell with God? Who is it that's able to do all of these things? And if these are the requirements to be able to rest or abide or to be with God, then what hope do I have? And as we stop and are maybe shocked or afraid by this list in this psalm, I think it reveals to us a few things about dwelling or being with God. The first thing that this list reveals is something about who God is. You know, if you were to meet the Queen, there would be certain things that you would need to do. Firstly, you couldn't just show up and waltz into her presence. You'd have to be invited. There would be a dress code because you couldn't just arrive dressed however you would like to be. And then there would be a list of things that you could do and could say, and a list of things that you couldn't do and couldn't say. And all of this would be in place, and we would actually accept it because this isn't just anyone. It's the Queen, and her status and position means that things with her are different, and to meet her, then you'd have to recognise this. And in this psalm, you can just imagine David reflecting on the idea of being in God's presence, and to do that, to dwell with him, means that there are high standards, and we need to be recognising that God is different. His status and position is way and above anything we could ever imagine, and so to dwell in his sacred tent, to live in his holy mountain, this picture of being close to him and living in relationship with him, in part must mean stopping and giving him the recognition that he deserves, recognising his awesomeness and seeing that he is like nothing else we know. The next thing we see in the psalm then is something about who we are. There's the question, who gets to dwell with the Lord? And then in this psalm, there's the answer. And you can't help but read this list and think, really? That is a high standard. But remember, part of reading this list is to recognise that God is holy and has high standards. Another part of reading this is to realise that these are standards that I can't keep. In part, I might get by, I can do my best and I can try hard, but this isn't enough. On my own, I will always fall short. And if it was down to us and what we can do, then the answer to who gets to dwell with the Lord would end up being no one. But there's also hope revealed in this psalm because it reveals something of what God has done. You know, the fact that there is a tent and that a space exists for God to be able to dwell with his people is a picture of God giving these people an opportunity to be with him that they don't deserve. You know, here in this psalm we're seeing God's grace to people who can't make it. He provides a way. And in the New Testament, Jesus claims to be the way to be with God, to know the Father, the way to be able to dwell with him. It doesn't come through keeping a list and checking boxes. It comes through recognising that we can't do that and that we won't ever be able to, and so in a way we're lost. But God in his love and his grace for us provides a way. Through Jesus we can know God. And it's then that maybe our lives begin to reflect and to live out the things on this list. And it's not because of ourselves, it's not because of our hard work, but because of the hard work of Jesus. And that allows us to dwell with God and to live life and empowered and driven, not by ourselves, but by our relationship and connection to him. So who gets to dwell with God? Well, whoever recognises who God is and recognises how far short they fall of who God is. It's whoever recognises that God, in his love for us, graciously provides a way in Jesus, a way to deal with our shortcomings and a way, even for us, to be able to dwell with God.